Story time, story time. This story right here I'm about to do is about the strange homie and how about the time how I got kicked out of Gompers, right? So, Earl Chopper Media was cracking this shit low crypting, right? So let me break it down. Look, long time ago, right? When I was growing up in Harborview, it was this kid I used to fight all the time. Like me and this nigga used to fight like on site. Every time we see each other, it'd be on site, like, you know. And his name was Deontay. He stayed in Harborview. I mean, and I don't know why we just always used to fight. We never got along. Every time we see each other, we fight. Like we was kids. And I fought this nigga like over 20 times. Like I know I fought this nigga at least over 20 times. And I ain't trying to sound all like that, but in my videos I never really capped. But yeah, no cap. Every time I fought this nigga, I beat him up. Like I never took a loss from this nigga. You know what I mean? We was like big enemies. I used to always fight because of next time he see me, he want to run it back or nothing. Sock him out again. I mean, I used to always beat him up. One time I beat him up. We was kids like, 9, 10, 11 and shit. And I beat him up in the Harborview right there by the laundromat. I don't know why we fought, but I know I socked him out. And I go in the house and get a knock at the door. And it's him and his mom. And they talking to my mom. His mom talking to my mom. Like, look what your son did. I mean, he all out my door, all knotted up and shit. So I got in trouble for that, for beating cuz up. So another time I fought cuz who was down the hill, Harborview. Like where I did that video where my bro, you know what I mean? We was down the hill right there chilling. And this nigga, remember I told y'all that story, the last story when I fought the niggas when I got out of jail? And I told y'all how nigga tried to hit me with a big ass wrench and I grabbed it from cuz. That's where I got that from. I got it from fighting this nigga, like grabbing weapons from niggas. Like I got it from fighting this nigga Deontay, who was kids down the hill, Harborview fighting. Or before we fought, like the nigga ran up on me with a skateboard. Because he swung at me with it. What I do, I grab that shit, threw that shit, start whipping, socking cuz out. You know what I mean? Another time we fought. We was right there in Harborview by the mailboxes. I'm right there sitting on the little wall by the mailbox. And he on a little scooter. He riding a little scooter. And he like rolled by me and he's talking shit. So I'm like, oh, shut your bitch ass up or something. So cuz stopped on the scooter and he took, you know how you could take the handlebars off? You do the little thing and you take the handlebars off. This nigga took his shit, ran up on me, swung. He almost hit me on my face, but I grabbed it. Bam, again, throw it. Because it. So cuz I was another time I whooped cuz. Another time I remember we was kids, we used to play, my mom had me playing flag football for Willie Henderson over there at 45 Park. And that's the ops, but I was a kid. I used to be all up over there as a kid, you know what I mean? But and then we had our coach was a little dyke bitch. And I remember we were on the field, we practicing, we got football practice. And I don't know why, then they start talking shit. So I get on cuz at football practice. Socket cuz out, and the dyke coach had to pull me off cuz and shit. Like, yeah, so this is a nigga, like, I used to always fight this nigga. Like, we always just fight. We never got along. We used to always fight. And another thing is, growing up, like, that nigga was kind of, I ain't trying to speak on nobody like that, but it is what it is. The nigga was kind of weird, cuz. I'm gonna break some shit down later on in the story because it was kind of weird, you know what I mean? Cuz used to do weird shit and all that. But yeah, that's the nigga Deontay, nigga I used to fight, right? Growing up, Harborview and shit, right? So let me break down to the other story. Or it kind of like intermingles, like, So when I start, this is when I was 12, right? This is like 2015. Nigga just graduated, choice and shit. So we go to Gompers. It's 2005. I mean, what the fuck I said? It was in 2005. I was 12 years old. Fuck, I said 15, I think. 2005. I was 12. And that's when the first year when Gompers opened up as a charter school where we had to wear the uniforms and shit. That was my first year. That was in 2005. So, was going to school and shit. And I had caught a case, like when I was 12. I already been in juvenile hall and shit, you know. But anyway, so nigga going to Gompers and shit. And I remember I had a little girlfriend. Her name was Sakina. And you know, that was my little girl at the time. And something happened, or basically I ended up being locked up again. Like I got locked up for like 2 months when I was going to Gompers. And shit, I got locked up for 2 months for something. I think it was vandalism or something. And, when I got out, I did 2 months, right? So I go out, I go back to Gompers, and fucking the girl I was talking to, her name's Sakina, she was telling me that it was a dude trying to talk to her, or he was trying to like, he was always messing with her, trying to flirt with her and shit, but she didn't really like him. He was a loudmouth ass nigga. So I'm like, yeah. So kind of find out it was a nigga named, his name was Quadri. He used to call himself Lil L Bag from Lincoln, right? Nigga named Quadri. So when I got out of juvenile hall, my girl telling me, yeah, this nigga, this and that. So I ended up squabbing because I catch this nigga in the locker room. We was going to PE. I caught cuz in the locker room. Nigga like, what's up? Get down. But I think we slap box. But I know I beat the shit out of cuz. I was slapping cuz up. Slapping the shit out of cuz. Whip cuz and shit. But anyway, right? So spring break. It's like in April, right? Spring break. We had like the whole week off. And you know, and remind you, I was going to the school with the homie T4, homie Tiny Trim. But Cub wasn't really banging like that at the time. I mean, but that was my nigga, that was my road dog. Every day. Meet up, go to school, all this shit. But anyway, so on spring break, we ended up, I don't know what idea we got, but we ended up wanted to go smack Gompers. We wanted to go rob their ass. I mean, and remind you, we used to always do little bad shit. We was always robbing schools, taking their projectors. We used to do burnt out shit. We used to go rob. We used to go up to Choice when they was doing construction on it, and we used to go up in there driving the tractor. We used to do some little badass shit. We go break into classrooms and shit, what kind of shit. So we was already like doing a little badass shit like that. So on spring break, we decided we're gonna break into Gompers, right? All right, then. So it's me, the homie T4, and the nigga Deontay, the one I was telling you used to sock out. So we hopped the back gate of Gompers. Right? I remember we started driving the little club carts. Now niggas used to do some weird ass mercy. We started driving the little club carts all around the campus. We were over there sliding line. That shit was fun. Then we go to the library at Gompers, and like we see like all the windows is closed, but it's like a window way up top, and it folded out. It kind of folded out like right on the top of the ceiling, like by the roof kind of. It's a window that folds out, and so we get a nigga Deontay a boost, like hop in. So we get a nigga a boost, push him up, and he hopped through the window of the library, then hop down, he unlock it, and we in there cracking, grabbing. We grabbed a couple laptops, we grabbed a projector, and like I don't know, some other little like weird shit, like, you know what I mean? So we grab all that, man. We get on, you know, we end up selling that shit to our local gas station. If niggas know how that go, okay, like niggas got money off the Chaldeans and shit. But yeah. So that's that right there. So after spring break, then go back to school. It's like the 3rd week of April. Go back to school. I'm in there chilling. I'm in class and shit. And if people remember Director Riverall, he was the principal at Gompers. This nigga came to my classroom with the police. So I'm not thinking of it. I'm not thinking nothing of it. So I'm in class chilling. So they go in my class. They're like, we need Quentin. So I'm like, what the fuck? So they them niggas walk and they cuff me in class. Like, imagine that shit. Like, as a kid, I get cuffed in class. They take me out. So I'm like, fuck, hell, I'm already knowing what the fuck going on. I'm like, fuck. So they take me to the motherfucking, cause they used to have a bungalow at Gompers Park. Used to be a little bungalow where the school police should be at, you know what I mean? So they take me to the bungalow. But I'm in there, I'm in cuffs, I'm in there sitting down. Then fucking probably like 15 minutes later, this nigga T4 walk. They walk T4 in there and cut. Damn, we back in there and cuss in the little fucking police school office and shit. Like, so they over there telling us like, so, and we was caught red-handed because why the fuck? Because basically they start showing us the video, right? And why the fuck we decided to rob Gompers with the motherfucking uniform pants on? Like me and T4 had our uniform pants on, and I had like a black t-shirt with like a do-rag, and they got us on camera robbing Gompers. Like, so it ain't no way denying that. Like, but they trying to say like, who is this guy? Who's the other guy? Like, they trying to see who Deontay is. I'm like, well, I don't know. We just met him that day. I don't know. I mean, so they let us go. We had to go. They gave us a court date. We couldn't go back to school. I had to leave home that day, and like basically till I went to court, I can't go to school or whatever. So nigga go to court. No, this was like weeks later. And remember, I'm the only one. Like T4 wasn't even on probation at the time. I was already getting locked up, so I already had cases. I already been into the court system and all that. I mean, so probably like 3 weeks later, I end up I go to court. My mom and my dad take me, bam, drive up there, Kearney Mesa, bam, go to court. I'm in court, and I'm not knowing nothing of it. And fucking, so I'm in court, and the judge saying this, and this, and so I'm thinking like, okay, I'm about to, I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe a slap on the wrist. You know how niggas in court, they think about, okay, when they go home, they gonna do this, and that. So I'm thinking like, I'm about to go hang out with the homies, smoke, whatever the fuck when I get home. So, judge like, some, detained. So they come grab me and cuff me. So I'm like, I'm looking at my mom like, mom, like she over there like, whoa, baby. And she over there crying and shit. I'm like, fuck, this is the first time I got locked up from court. Nigga, that shit sucked, bro, on crib. Never expect that shit. That shit's crazy. Like, fucking, so I get locked up and all that. And, I mean, I go to court before them niggas. I was already on probation. So I think T4 got locked up for that later, but I wasn't locked up with him during that term. But I was locked up with the Deontay nigga, right? But he wasn't locked up for robbing Gompers. He got locked up for something else. They never caught him for the Gompers shit. He got locked up for something else. So this the weird shit about the nigga. This nigga, we in juvenile hall. And niggas know Deontay, man. They know the nigga Van Camp. If niggas know they been around, they know the weird ass nigga Van Camp. Cause he do some weird ass shit. He was like a psychotic suicide watch ass nigga. Cause of fucking East Mesa Juvenile Hall, cause of fucking cover his window with fucking seat covers, cover the whole window. You're not supposed to do that because you know the officers walk by every 20, 30 minutes to do their little check. And they always walk past this nigga door, it's covered. So they don't know what he in there doing. So they got called for backup and shit. And I remember one time he did that shit and they called for backup. And all the officers gathered around his door. They open his shit and this nigga rushed out. He had his mattress rolled up. Got his mattress rolled up. They opened the door and the guards had some little SWAT gear. I never really seen them, but this time I seen them with like some more shields and shit. What the fuck for? So when the nigga they open Cuz door, this nigga run out with the mattress. They tackle Cuz, they whip Cuz, spray him. Like, hey, why you do that for, weirdo? Why you cover your window for? Like, I don't know. Niggas is weird. And fucking another time, like the nigga, we used to hear about the nigga, he do weird shit because he wanted to be from the set at one point. You know, he grew up in the hood, he wanted to be from the set. Cuz would do some weird shit, he fucking tagged the set with shit on his wall. Like, nigga, that's out, Cuz on hood. So another thing they were saying that Cuz he was always on suicide watch doing weird shit. They said this nigga used to he threw up one time. He was in Foxtrot unit, and he threw up, and he ate his throw up in front of the officers. So they all looking at him like, this nigga crazy. Like Cuz is weird. I don't know what the fuck. Like, Cuz had like some mental problems, like real shit. Like, something wrong with that man. And, yeah, man. So besides all that, all right. So I did my little term. I got locked up. I get out, and I'm in the hood. With Phone Mike, Melly, a couple West Side homies, a couple females. We were Harbor View. We right there chilling. And I look up the hill, and it's the nigga Deontay walking up the hill. So I'm like, oh, Cuz. So I go meet the nigga halfway. And I was already mad at Cuz from hearing about all the shit in the hall. So I got on because is the last time I beat cuz up. I mean, when I got out that time, I had beat all in front of homies. And the homies, it wasn't feeling that either. So the homie Melly hopped in and formed Mike. They got their little one-on-ones with cuz. You know, he thought he was finna set too. So niggas was really on that nigga hill and cuz. Like, you know, that was the last time I seen cuz. Or actually, that was the last time I fought cuz. Last time I seen cuz was like probably like 3, 4, 5 years ago downtown. And that nigga, cuz like psychotic as hell. Like this nigga got a crazy ass satanic tattoo on his face. Like cuz look weird. Like I don't know what's up with that dude. But yeah, that's that story right there about nigga Deontay, the strange homie, and how I got kicked out of Gompers. You know what I mean? So I have to kick y'all off with something real quick, man. Nightbud and tap in, man. Or Chopper Media.